Hey there, replay viewers. Let me just switch the camera here. All right. So, how's everyone doing? I was just thinking about, oh, hey there. Oh, hi, Laura. Hello, Mike and Rachel. Hi, everybody. So today I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm not actually talking about, I know I've got a lot of like therapy type people on here, but I'm talking more about business. So I was just thinking about, this whole business and being an entrepreneur, and Periscope and all this other social media has been really awesome for helping me to connect with other entrepreneurs, which has been so crucial. I'm definitely an extrovert. I like talking to people, being with people. So, and being in a day job, a lot of times I'm around people at work, and that's awesome, but it's great to connect with people who are kind of like-minded. And I feel like in this space of entrepreneurs and business, that I've really, hi Rachel, that I've really connected with my people. Like I found this group of people that really feel like home for me. So one of the things I was thinking about was my very first business. It's only really been recently that I've thought of myself as an entrepreneur, but looking back on it, realized that I've been an entrepreneur for a while. So I thought it'd be kind of cool to talk about my first business. I think I was 13, and that was selling Beanie Babies. So for those of you that might remember the whole Beanie Baby craze back in the 90s, hey Mercedes, I think it was like mid 90s, because I think I was about 13. And in case you're wondering, I'm 33 now. So Beanie Babies were this awesome, I don't know, they were like little stuffed animal toys, and they had like beanbag type things in them, and they were really cute, and I liked them, so I had a couple of them, just like on my bed or whatever, like teenage girls kind of do. So then I realized that you could sell them, and so I would go out to these toy stores, and my cat's gonna come say hello. So I'd go out to these toy stores and check out the Beanie Babies, and smiley face for the cat, hopefully. And then they started selling these books that had like how much each Beanie Baby was worth. And then I started to realize, oh, okay, you can sell these things like, not like a black market, but there was like a secondary market for these Beanie Babies. So I bought the book. Bye, Laura. I bought the book, and then kind of used that to, no, I don't still have the Beanie Babies Mercedes. I think my mom might have like one or two still at our house, but, or at her house, but I don't have any of mine anymore. So it kind of gave me a good idea of, how much different ones were worth, and I realized like some of them were worth, so first of all, these were $5. They were $4.99 at the store. You went to the store and you bought these things. And some of them were worth like, yeah, they're not even worth that much anymore. At the time, you could get 50, $100. Sorry, my cat keeps rubbing the phone. She really wants to hang out with you guys. You could get 50, $100 for them. A lot of them were worth like $35, $40. So what I would do is I would call, and my brother did this too. So I'd call up all of the different stores. I think there were like bookstores and different like novelty stores that sold these, and a lot of them would sell out. So there was a whole craze that lasted probably about 6 months. I think it was like over the summer, and they would sell out right away. So I'd call them, and I knew exactly when all of them were having their shipments. So I think there were like maybe 4 or 5 stores. I grew up outside the DC area, so fairly suburban, but lots of stuff going on, lots of stores. And I'd coordinate with my mom because I couldn't drive, And so she would drive my brother and me to these stores, and at the time when they were dropping off their shipment. And these stores would literally like open up the boxes and just put the boxes out on the, not even on the shelves, just on the floor, like right by the register, and people would be digging through them. And so my brother and I started to learn like which ones were more valuable and which ones were popular. So I think there were like birds that people liked, and, you know, collected because there were different kinds of birds. And then anything that was really kind of off the wall or weird. All right, have fun at dinner, Mercedes. Bye. So anything that was kind of off the wall or weird, people seemed to really like, and they would be more rare. So we would pick those up. So sometimes I was kind of taking a chance, especially if it was a new one. I would think, oh, you know, this tends to be the type of thing that gets really popular. So I would buy one of those. Bears, that's right. Beanie Babies had this like collection of bears. So they would be in different colors, and there'd be like a bear with a flag on its belly. I mean, it's really kind of weird to think of now, but they would have different kinds of bears, and those were always popular. So I knew, like, without a doubt that those would sell for more than the $5 that I was investing. So let's say I went to the store, I'd buy as many as I could. So I might buy like $50 worth, like 10 Beanie Babies. Sometimes they would have limits on how many you could buy. And then I would call up the newspaper, because this was before online was a thing, and I would put an ad in the newspaper. And so I'd have to pay that, but I think that was like super cheap. It, wasn't even a thing. So put an ad in the newspaper, and then people would call and come to my house and buy these Beanie Babies. So, yeah, that's what I did. And so I learned a lot of lessons from this. So one of the big lessons that I learned really quickly was to listen to my audience. Because a lot of the Beanie Babies, I started out because I liked these Beanie Babies, but a lot of these Beanie Babies, that I would never have bought myself were really popular, like the bears. I was so not into the bears, but everybody else was. So I bought those. Some of the weird ones that I might not have purchased on my own, things like birds and stuff like that. So I definitely learned very quickly what was popular, and I made sure to purchase those and to sell those. Another really cool thing that I learned that I try to apply to my business today, and I think a lot of entrepreneurs can learn from, is that you don't have to list everything that you do. So like when you're out talking about what your business is, you don't have to talk about every service you provide. So as long as you can talk about one key thing you offer, people will look for other things that you have to offer. So for example, when I would put an ad in the paper, I wouldn't list every Beanie Baby that I had. I would list like the one or two really popular ones that I knew would get me calls. And so they were ones that I did have. I wasn't lying. But then people knew, like I started to learn, and people that were doing this knew that I would have more than one, right? So what I learned is those people would call me and they would say, okay, what else do you have? So I didn't need to advertise every single thing. I just focused on a few key things, or even just one or two. People would call me up and they would almost always want to buy something else too. And then, then you start to make connections, and then they get your number and they're like, okay, when are you going to have more? So it was this whole system, that kind of grows from that. Another lesson that I learned was that people, your audience or, customers, they may not like what you like. So kind of like listening to your audience, a lot of the stuff I just really wasn't into, but I had to learn, okay, this is what's popular, this is what people like, and so I would purchase those and sell those. So yeah, that was my very first business. I think I probably made like $500 to $600 off of it, which was pretty cool. It was definitely a time-limited thing, but it was awesome to kind of jump in when things were really ramping up and be a part of that experience. And I think those are some cool lessons that really do apply to like almost any business, because I'm doing online stuff right now, and those lessons about listening to your market and modifying things and really focusing on just one or two things to share with people definitely apply to me and probably apply to you. So thought I would share that and that you might be interested in it. I'm interested to hear if any of you have anything to say or any lessons that you've learned from business. It was really the only business that I had as a kid other than babysitting. I did a lot of that too. And so that was kind of working for myself. Other than that, I had a ton of random jobs, but that was all working for other people. So it was really fun to learn that lesson of like hustling, and that would actually be another lesson. Like, I don't necessarily think that working harder is always like the smartest way. There's definitely shortcuts and things you can do to make yourself more efficient. But hustling is always a good thing to do. And so, you know, I knew when those stores were going to have shipments delivered, and we made sure to be there, you know, right when that shipment was delivered. So hustling in that way and calling them was really, really helpful for me and for my business. Would you want to say hi, Georgie? Because she's just all up in here. Cool. So that was all I wanted to talk about and share. Hope that you guys are having a good evening, enjoying your pets as well. So I'm going to go and spend time with my pet and make myself some dinner. But hope you all have a great night. Thanks for watching.